And I move on to distinguished representative of the Netherlands. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Madam Co-Chair. And dear Co-Chairs, congratulations with your election. And of course, congratulations for the German football team as well. In relation to the Netherlands' position on disaster risk reduction and the Yogo Framework for Action, we would like to refer to earlier statements made by the Netherlands during the global platform last year and still available on the UNSDR website. We also refer to the declaration of the European Ministerial Meeting on disaster risk reduction held in Milan, Italy, this 8th of July. For now, we would like to make some short comments in an effort to answer some of your guiding questions and give an example of our experience in risk prevention with integrated water management. The Netherlands underline the importance of disaster risk reduction and the work done by the Yogo Framework of Action, which has done much to raise awareness about disaster management. The focus has shifted from disaster response to disaster prevention, and it is now widely recognized that investing in disaster risk reduction not only avoids human suffering, but that it also pays. DRR should not be seen as a cost, but as an opportunity. Every euro invested in prevention generates many euros in savings, in humanitarian aid and in earlier investments that have been safeguarded. This being said, and taking into account the importance of establishing a Yogo Framework of Action 2, we hope a zero draft of the HAA text will be available as soon as possible. Sendai is around the corner. There is not much time until March 2015, and with only 2 preparatory meetings to go, we are running late. We consider that the consultations have been organized carefully and with due time and attention between March 2012 and May 2014, and provided us with all the necessary elements to draft an excellent and complete framework for action the world is waiting for. Nevertheless, we notice as well that the paper on suggested elements leaves out some of the important issues mentioned during the consultations by a considerable number of parties and member states. We highlight some of those issues and urge the chairs to take into account the consultations. First, the importance of everyday disasters. We need to acknowledge that it's not only large-scale, headline-grabbing disasters that pose a threat. It's the shocks and stresses of everyday life that particularly need tackling. These include climate-related disasters. A broad-based approach is necessary. In light of this, the involvement of local communities in formulating national policy is highly necessary. After all, these are the people whom it affects most. Civil society is an essential link here. To make significant progress by 2015, we believe it's necessary for the Yogo Framework of Action to be integrated into other international agreements like the post-2015 Development Agenda. At this moment, the zero draft framework of the Open Working Group on Sustainable Development Goals counts 6 different DRR targets on the goals on poverty reduction, food security, water, infrastructure, sustainable cities and climate change adaptation. To our view, the Yogo Framework of Action would be ideally placed to serve as an implementing framework for all those targets. The Netherlands will further strengthen its capacity for disaster risk reduction by increasing the involvement of the private sector and fostering public-private partnerships for resilience. Furthermore, we will continue to emphasize the role of innovation in disaster risk reduction by encouraging dedicated research on disaster resilience and exploring ways to share more data about reducing risks and building resilience amongst all stakeholders. Public-private cooperation should be therefore an integral part of the Yogo Framework of Action when it comes to resource mobilization. In response on the guiding questions, we would like to make the following comments. Fourth, we believe disaster risk reduction is delivered through sustainable development and that the Yogo Framework of Action should enhance disaster risk reduction by transforming development processes in the field of infrastructure, agriculture, urban planning, water management, amongst others, so that current and emerging risks inherent to development are addressed by building a comprehensive resilience to disasters. Fifth, since 2007, the Netherlands has a national safety and security strategy involving annual nationwide risk analysis. Since 2012, The Dutch Steering Committee for National Safety and Security has acted as the national platform for DRR. Results are positive. The most important results are the increased understanding of national risks, the specific enhancement of capacities, and the realization of a stronger intergovernmental and public-private network for disaster risk reduction. Sixth, we would like to underline the importance to focus on prevention in the next Yoga Framework of Action, to understand trends in disaster impacts and to be able to make informed decisions as to investments in disaster risk mitigation and preparedness. We should be aware of the impact of disasters to vulnerable groups and of the need to tailor policies to improve people's resilience, as well as major local concerns. In this context, allow me to elaborate on the Netherlands' experience in prevention of underlying risks in water management. We calculate our risks with the help of historical statistics and scenarios on the basis of hazards, exposure and vulnerability. This leads to models for supporting decision-making on investments for taking flood protection measures. The Netherlands itself is located in a delta and much of the country lies below sea level. Over the centuries, our struggle against the water has shaped our mindset and given us considerable expertise. The Dutch Water Act offers facilities on 3 levels: prevention, spatial planning and crisis management. Our Delta program aims to protect the Netherlands from floods for the next 100 years through measures jointly developed with and appealing to local inhabitants, such as, for example, the dike relocation at land in an urban environment, a new channel being dug in the bend of a major waterway, providing additional capacity for water discharge during high water periods, and at the same time creating an island laid out like a unique river park with possibilities for recreation and nature. The Netherlands has also established a DRR team, which makes it possible to share our expertise on prevention of flood risks internationally. Already this facility, with leading Dutch water experts, is deployed to other countries at the latter's request to help develop disaster risk management plans. Thank you very much.
I thank you, representative of the Netherlands.